we floated that we'll be talking about this. Let me take the first one to you, Mr. Ramakant Gaur. This one is from Awanji 15, and he says, how much does it cost to make a will?
A few papers, a pen, or at the most typewriter cost. That's what is required. In the present times, you want to go to a lawyer. Lawyers are actually advising people, and then they are also not charging much if they want to resort to a service of a lawyer. But this is not much costlier.
In fact, if you want to avoid getting into a longer dispute later in life, it is advisable to have a will now.
It is always. You brush your teeth every day. But for the deep cleaning, you go to the dentist. You don't want to be a dentist, or you may be using orthodontic toothbrush, but you don't become a dental expert overnight. So, yes, on a piece of paper, you can express your declaration about how your property would be dealt after your death. That's one thing. But if you want to avoid all the complications, it is always advisable to have a good lawyer to create that declaration.
Right.
You see, there is one example. Like, normally when we open a bank account, we fill the name of a nominee. But in certain banks' policy, it is already written that as a nominee you are only a trustee. Trustee means you will be handed over this property or this movable property till the time the real beneficiary comes into the play by virtue of probate or by virtue of court's order. So if you have expressed your specific declaration about the property, movable or immovable, then in that case your property is safe, and your near and dear ones will not go to the hassles of the court. They will not be suffering after it.
So you're suggesting look into the finer details of your bank accounts, your FDs, etc., which is often sort of overlooked. And I love that analogy about a dentist, actually, which brings me to the next question. And before I go to the other panelists, it's a legal one, so I want you to look at it, Mr. Ramakant Gaur. This one says, who executes a will? And does a will only include major assets like house or minor assets as well? Would you advise people to just lay down everything on paper?
It is advisable to lay down everything on the piece of paper. Somebody who is of sound mind, who has attained the majority, can create will. So, somebody who has some assets, some interest in some assets, he has attained majority, can create this declaration. But somebody who is of unsound mind cannot do this. Somebody, if he does that under intoxication, under the influence of some drug or liquor, that declaration.
But how do you prove that? How do you prove that in a court? And I've been hearing some questions about a video will as well. A lot of people saying that a video recording at times, does it stand the test of the court, or what is your opinion on that?
That's a substantive piece of evidence. Yes, you want to prove that this will is genuine. Apart from getting the signature, you get the video recording also. And you should have independent witnesses. And one more thing, when we are talking about witnesses should normally be the younger person. Because this will would be utilized after the death of a person. Somebody, if he is 60 and his witnesses are 70, 70-year-old.
Okay, I see your point. Okay.
So, if a witness is younger in age, then it is probable that he would live long and he would be able to testify about the authenticity of the will, about the authenticity of the document in case it is disputed by somebody.
Okay. All right, good to have that pointed out, because a lot of times people write in a will, or younger parents also will source it to their friends, etc. But if they're all the same age, you're saying it's advisable to have somebody younger. So that's something to keep in mind. I just have last few seconds, and I know Mr. Ramakant Gaur wants to come in on the cryptocurrency question that seems to have dominated this discussion. Please go ahead.
Crypto is now validated. I disagree with Nasir's comment. Crypto was not validated into business since December 2016 to 2020. And by virtue of a judgment of Supreme Court, which was delivered on 4th March 2020, a 3-judges bench judgment, crypto business is validated.
Okay.
And on 30th May 2021, there is a circular of RBI which allows the bank to, fall into the transaction of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So that's a recent development in the area of law.
Oh, good to have that. I'm completely out of time. Thank you so much, all of you, for bringing in your perspective on this. We can perhaps return to this and get into finer details.